Welcome to the show today. I am so excited to introduce you to my very dreamy friend. Her name is Nicolina Douwes Isema, and she is from the Netherlands. She literally grew up under and in a windmill. Grew up in a literal windmill. Oh my God, that's so exciting. So, Nicolina Douwes Isema is a dream expert based in the Netherlands, where my people are, some of my people. She loves dream research and is on a mission to show everyone that sleeping is a productive state of mind. It's not just the folly of people who have nothing better to do. Uh-uh. Nicoline has been speaking about dreams and on the sleeping brain on international stages, radio, and television for the past 15 years. She's conducted workshops in company trainings and worked with countless creatives, therapists, and coaches. Nicolina brings dream literacy to anyone who wants to use their dreams for inspiration and insight. So, hello, Nicolina. Welcome to the show today.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here and talk with you because you're like literally my idol when it
Oh
comes
my.
to bringing dream literacy and bringing awareness about dreams to the world. So to be able to sit down with you, who is a fighter for dream knowledge, I love it.
Oh God, I love you. Okay, I could just on a parallel plane, I'm going to bask in that for a while, but let's get to it. So you and I both share a passion for letting people know that dream work is very practical. And we joked before doing the show that we were going to talk kind of in a cheeky way about the 5 reasons people should not pay attention to their dreams. So just to indulge me for a moment, let's just play with that. And then we're going to talk about, what's really going on. But why shouldn't people pay attention to their dreams?
Well,
What's one perspective from your
for one
perspective?
thing, I mean, do you know how when the kid has nightmares, the first instinct is to say, don't worry about it. It's just a dream. Doesn't mean a thing. You
Right.
can do that your entire life. And then you don't
Right.
have to learn anything about what's
Exactly.
going on in yourself.
Exactly. In fact, I remember one time I was at a party in high school and I was a little tipsy. And I was running from one room to the next and I didn't see this glass door and I ran smack into it because I didn't see it there. So I think when we don't pay attention to dreams, one reason why we shouldn't pay attention to dreams is so that we can run into those kind of doors more often. Because dreams show us what are in our blind spot, what we can't see. So if we don't pay attention to dreams, we have more drama. And who doesn't love drama? Why else?
There it is. There it is. And I mean, all the great ideas that you don't have and have to act on. Like, how many people wake up with, after sleeping on something, wake up with a new idea of a new way to see things? I have a great example of that, by the way, for later.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
what if you just can not?
Right,
That's
because all
so
those great
so peaceful.
ideas, right, it's so much more peaceful to not have those great ideas because then you can fit in better. Because, who's going to like you if you're the one coming up with all these brilliant, life-changing, time-saving, making the world a better place ideas? I mean, who do you think you are? Just be
And
normal.
there you go. And then the other thing, snap decisions, impulse decisions are so much easier to make than reflecting on things and sleeping on it.
Right,
And I
exactly.
mean, if you want to doom scroll and just be marketed at, snap decisions are better. Impulse decisions are what we want right now. We don't want people reflecting on things. I
Because
mean, it's like,
we kind of want the companies, the industries to have our minds, right? Because we trust them. We trust big pharma, big, 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 big. So whatever they market to us is better than us having a thought for ourselves.
what is the one tagline you see the most now? Don't sleep on this offer. No, because you might, rethink
Because you
it.
might
You don't want to do
think
that.
of, okay, so we're being a little cheeky right now for people
Hmm.
that are freaking
Yes.
out. They're like, what's going on? I'm really confused. Obviously, we care about dreams and we want you to not bump into walls or
Yeah.
doors, or we don't want you to be marketed to for things that aren't helping you. And what else? We don't want you to not have that great aha moment that could possibly change your life and your family's life, your community's life,
Yeah.
and maybe the world.
But it's
Um,
also that little whisper from your intuition. That, I mean, for me, my
Yeah.
intuition doesn't shout. I need to make space for it. I need to make space for it to whisper. And for me, sleeping in, dreaming, giving myself a moment to reflect on my dreams is a wonderful way to make that space and create that space. Don't you have that?
Oh my goodness, you are so funny. I feel like you and I are cut from the same cloth and we're the same but different because I do have a very still small voice, but when I neglect it after a while, it gets loud and very paternal and very much like a drill sergeant that's like, "Are you dense? Listen, lady, have we taught you nothing?" It's like it shakes me every once in a while. So, it makes me go, God, sorry. Excuse me. I'll try to be a little easier to access. But yeah,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I don't want my intuition to have to work that hard. I'd rather be in sync with it because life tends to be more graceful, you know?
Yeah.
Who needs all those extra bumps and bruises? All right, so let's talk about this. I found out about you because of the amazing Robert Haas. We were talking about the upcoming IASD conference. It's a virtual conference. IASD stands for the International Association for the Study of Dreams. Every year, there's a big dream conference. This year, it happens to be virtual. So, everyone from around the world can come. You don't have to be geographically desirable. And you are helping to get the word out about dreams.
Yeah.
So how are you involved in IASD and what's your passion as it relates to dream work?
Well, first of all, my passion goes way back from that windmill where I grew up. It was pretty isolated. I mean, windmills tend to be built in the middle of nowhere where there's lots of wind,
Oh,
and um, and I had a lot of space to wander around, mind wander, sleep,
mm,
and it's always been a thing. The thing about my parents, my mom never said, "Oh, honey, it's just a dream." She always said, "Oh, what did you dream? And what happened then? And why don't you make a drawing of it? Oh, and when it was a nightmare, what would help? Could you draw what would help in the drawing?" Like such basic dream work. And she just did that naturally. So for me, it was
wow,
normal to
what a
talk
great
about
mom.
dreams. Oh my gosh. So I would go to people and ask them what they dreamt. They thought I was crazy, Kelly. They thought I was just the worst person. I became a counselor and I didn't dare ask people about their dreams anymore until one day, and I'm not joking, I had a dream and I realized that people do talk about dreams, but they don't know like how to access it anymore. And I
Oh,
realized there is such a thing as literacy when it comes to knowing your own dreams. I had
oh,
that because of my mom, but the world might not. And that's when I decided I really want to stand up. I wrote a book. Made sure that I was in the media. I want to really tell people this isn't hard, but you got to know how to do it. And
right.
now I'm the chair of the social networking committee for the
That's
International
great.
Association for the Study of Dreams. And they're a fantastic organization.
Yes,
And
it
their whole
is.
mission is get all this research, because there's a ton of research, get it
Right.
out there. People don't know about it. And this whole conference, it's more than 100 speakers who just
Wow.
share their information with each other. But anybody gets to be there. Anybody gets to join in, take notes, do workshops, and just learn from these amazing minds. Now, that's something I want to talk about.
Right, that's so true. And I was really so Lauren Z. Schneider is the one that turned me on to IASD. And I was like, I'm not really into organizations. They tend to just be bureaucratic and blah. I'm not into it. She's like, no, no. This is different. This is incredible. There's academics, there's shamans, there's artists, there's what am I missing? I know there's kind of spiritual types
And
like I'm
yeah,
that I kind of would fall into that category, I suppose. Not quite the academic, even though I do have my credentials and all of that, but it's for
you have more
everybody.
PhDs than I do. Come on.
But I don't it's so funny. I don't know. I feel like as a dream worker, everything I do, the best things I do backwards and I don't see them coming, but I end up where I'm supposed to be. So I think it's wonderful. So you help people access the practicality of dreams. So how would you do that? If I was kind of a newbie and I was like, dreams, they're so weird. They don't really make sense. I don't really remember them. How could they possibly help me? If they were really that important, wouldn't they just be
Yeah.
obvious?
Wouldn't you think so, though? See, here's the thing, what I love about all the research, because this whole idea, I mean, I kind of see it in three waves of coming. 1900s, people were like, wait, dreams and psychology might be a thing. How about we ask people about their dreams and access their subconscious? Great idea. And then in the 1980s, there was a whole new wave of, wait a minute, all this brain activity going on. Maybe dreams are just random brain farts. Very popular.
So
What if
glad this
dreams?
isn't scratch and sniff. Okay, keep
Yeah,
going.
no, that's the thing. That was such a popular thing. The problem is it was wrong, but at
Right.
least more research. Now there's MRI scans, and now you can be like, wait a minute, more precise, more precise. Not random at all. It's so interesting that if you see a car or if you dream of a car, if you see a face and if you dream of a face, same brain patterns. So it's like almost like it's real and you're in there.
Hmm.
And that is where it starts to get interesting. Because
Hmm.
for me, it's like, okay, so you have this space where you're clearly processing the information of the day, but also making new connections, start playing
Right.
with it, let your
Right.
intuition and your emotions play with that. That means that if you look at brain scans, I mean, I learn from people much smarter than me, but I'm such a nerd when it comes to these things. And I'm seeing this research and I'm thinking, wait a minute. So our brains are as active when we're asleep as they are when we're awake. Now, that can't just all be random. So
Right.
then the question is, what are you going to do with it? And then people come to me and say, yeah, but I don't remember dreams. And I say, I don't care. You're still doing the brain activity. Just because you don't remember every single thing of it, like I don't remember everything I thought today. Of course, you're
Right.
not gonna.
Right.
But it would maybe be smart to write down your first thoughts in the morning or think
Right.
about how do I feel
Right. Exactly.
and
Exactly.
think about those things. And sometimes a dream pops up that seems to make no sense. Can I give you an example
Oh,
of one of
yes,
my
please. I was
clients?
just going to ask you. Yes.
Totally lovely that I can share this. So
Yeah.
she's a public speaker, fantastic, and she was at a career choice. People
Mm.
come to me when there's a difficult choice to make
Hmm.
or when they really want to sleep intentionally on something.
Hmm.
And she said, let me try it. She had another job offer, which was being on a campaign for a political campaign, very prestigious. She was like, what do I do? Like this career or this career, this future or this future is hard to choose, right?
Mm.
She couldn't choose. So I said, so sleep on it. Ask yourself 3 nights. Ask yourself every night the question, what do I need to know about this? Because that's a question you can use for anything.
Hmm.
And after 3 days, she said, okay, I had the weirdest dream, but it made no sense. And it was weird. I said, tell me, weird is good. I love
Weird
weird.
is good.
Yes.
Yes.
And she said, I dreamt that I was in a TV show and it was my TV show and I had this whole team around me. Does that mean I will have to go in TV? No, woman, calm down. What was the most important thing about the dream? Like, what was the thing that touched you? Then what is the thing
Mm.
that you really had a feeling with? And she said, you know what it was? It was that feeling of working with this team and having this feeling of, yay, we're going to change the world. We're going to do this. We're going to go for it. That feeling of, ride or die coworkers.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
she said, I love that. And I said, here's the thing. Your question was this career, this future or this future. But you're telling me now, after sleeping on it, that what you crave right now is here in your heart.
Mm.
People to wake up for, people to
Mm.
go to work for, people to
Mm.
get excited with about what you're doing. I don't care which choice you make, but you're telling yourself, remember that. Because
Yes.
futures, that's great, but that's all rational.
Right.
But your heart tells you what you need, whatever you do, is going to be with other people. And she said, that is so true. That is so true. So she chose the one that would give her the coolest
Mm.
coworkers, the people that she could really work with and wake up for in the morning.
Oh my goodness. That is so wonderful. I love that. So practical because these choices we make can take, once we're on a track of something, that could take the rest of our lives. And to make the right choice, our dreams are definitely helping us. They're so practical.
But
Nicolina.
it's also
Yeah.
about looking at it from just a different angle, because we tend to make these pro and con lists and get really stuck in it.
Right.
And then you sleep on it, and then you open up a whole new way of thinking of, okay, but I have to go to work every single day. Better make it fun for me. That was her
Right.
choice.
Right.
I love that
Exactly.
message for me as well. I mean, like, oh, I'm learning here.
It's so incredible. Yeah, it's I always tell people that we don't have to pay attention to dreams to benefit from them, but when we do, it just tends to enhance our consciousness. And then when we learn to like really dial into the feeling, the energy, what is it trying to teach me, then we take it to the next level. And then when we share it, I think then we take it to the next, to the next, to the next. And we can all take it to the next level if we go to the IASD in June. People can go to asdreams.org to find out all about it. It's virtual, it's in June. And Nicolina, is there anything else you want to say about the upcoming conference before we
Well, I
bid
would love
adieu?
it if people look at it and if they get excited, help me spread the word. Because I
Yeah.
really think that this is something that we can. I mean, wouldn't it be great to have a world, like you always say, where people could talk about their dreams at the water cooler? You might discover something about
E-
yourself or each other.
Exactly. No longer, I want the world to no longer take their dreams lying down.
Mm,
All right. So
love it.
until we meet again, sweet dreams, I'll see you at the conference. Bye, Nicolina.
Bye.
Bye.